Hello friends, Mandar here. I am back with another video. Today's video is going to be about US immigration. There are a lot of people from India and China who are waiting for their green cards as their priority dates is not current. And today I'm going to talk about two things. One, that we will see a forward movement in priority dates in the upcoming visa bulletin, which will be issued in the middle of the month in September for October visa bulletin. And then I will also provide what are the things that you should do and documents that you should gather if your priority date becomes current for the next monthly visa bulletin. So if you're interested in this topic, stick around until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. For your specific immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration attorney. And as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button because that will mean a lot to me, and consider subscribing to my channel. Now let's get started. So as I mentioned in my previous videos, my prediction is that in the fiscal year 2020 and 2021, which starts on October 1st of 2020, we are going to see a forward movement in a lot of priority dates for employment-based visa categories. I'm specifically talking about EB1, EB2 and EB3. So for countries like India and China, there has been a long backlog because the priority dates have not been current for a lot of years. And as I have mentioned in some of my previous videos, this backlog is getting longer and longer. The reason is simple. There are not enough green cards or number of immigrant visas available as per the quota for every year than there are number of people that get added to this green card pool every year. So the number of people that get added to the pool is almost twice or double the amount of green cards that are available each year. So anybody would understand why this backlog gets bigger and bigger every year. But fortunately for some and unfortunately for others, this year has been a different year because there has been some presidential proclamation that has banned immigrant visas to be issued from outside of United States. So what I mean is, there was a presidential proclamation done in April of 2020 which banned immigrant visas to be issued from outside of United States. So what that meant is those visa numbers that are not issued from outside of United States are still unused. So there is a policy which makes those visa numbers available that are unused to be trickled into the employment-based visa category for the following year. So any visa numbers that were not used in the family-based category for this year will become available for employment-based category for next year, which starts from October 1st. So for that reason, my prediction is that come October 1st in the visa bulletin, you will see a forward progression of priority dates for EB1, EB2 and EB3. And that's what I'm going to explain in the first part of this video. In the second part of this video, I'm going to explain if your priority date becomes current as per the new upcoming visa bulletin, you should prepare for your adjustment of status application. You should prepare now with collection of all the documents that are required to file your adjustment of status. Who knows that priority dates may become current and then retrogress again. So you have a window of opportunity when you can file for your adjustment of status and also file for the green card based EAD, which will become handy for you. So let's see what can we expect to see in October 2020 visa bulletin. In short, what I predict is that EB1 category for India and China may become current. Now nobody can say that actually for 100% because we don't get exact numbers from USCIS. They are only available for Q1 and Q2, which is until March 31st of 2020. So we don't have any numbers beyond March 31st, 2020. So this is just a prediction. EB2 may progress by several months or even up to a year. Same for EB3, it will progress by several months and maybe up to a year. So currently EB2 and EB3 dates for India go back to 2009. they may move forward to somewhere around 2010 time period. So we'll see what happens. It's not exact science as we don't have the numbers that are processed in USCIS for the last 6 months, but that is something that we can make an educated guess based on the fact that there will be spillovers from family-based immigration categories into the employment-based categories for the next year. So as you know, there are 140,000 employment-based visas given every year, and they are spread out through all the EB categories from EB1 to EB5. So if you deduct EB4 and EB5, there are still about 130,000 visas available for EB1, EB2 and EB3. Now there is also a 7% per country quota that is applied, which means not more than 7,000 visas are available for each category of the visas. Given that scenario, it is very likely that there will be some 50 to 60,000 visas available from family-based trickle down into the employment-based category. And that will be spread out throughout the year. So not all of those will become available in the first month in October. So that is something to note as well. So you will see the progression of dates consistent in the next 12 months. So as per the numbers that I have predicted, last year for family-based category for this year in Q1, which is October to December, there were about 100,000 applicants for adjustment of status for family-based. And then there were about 83,000 applicants for adjustment of status for family-based in Q2, which is January to March. Now we don't have the numbers for Q3 and Q4, which starts from April of 2020, but my prediction is it will be cut in half. So let's say there are 40,000 for Q3 and 40,000 for Q4, which would most probably be from within the United States, as there was that presidential proclamation right around April of 2020. This means that there were about 500,000 adjustment of status applications for this current year. Now, how many of those get processed and approved, that will determine what number of visas will be unused and get trickled from family-based to the employment-based category for this new year. So it's really hard to predict how many of those will be spilled over, but there will certainly be a significant number that will be spilled over, that will become available from October 1st. Now let's go to the second part of our discussion today. So let's say the October visa bulletin comes in and all of a sudden your priority date for EB2, EB3 or EB1 becomes current. Now what? The good news is now you will be able to file concurrently I-485 application, which is adjustment of status for yourself and your family. You will also be able to file I-765, which is employment authorization document for yourself and your family. And also along with it, you will also be able to file I-131, which is travel document, which is called advance payroll travel document for yourself and your family. So all these three forms can be filled out at the same time. But here's my point. You need to be preparing for all the documentation that is required for adjustment of status. And you need to do that now. If you are on the borderline, say within a year of the priority date being current, there is a high chance that your date will become current. Say for instance, if you are January of 2010 for EB2, that's your priority date, it is highly possible that it may become current in the next month or so. So next I'm going to go through the checklist of documents that are required for adjustment of status application, and so that will give you a heads up on what you need to prepare within the next few weeks to be able to file that I-485 application as soon as your date becomes current. So let's go to the website and look at the checklist. So as you can see at the top, I'm at the uscis.gov website and I'm looking at the I-485 checklist. I'll put this link in the description so that you will have it. Let's look at this checklist for checklist of required initial evidence for employment-based form I-485 applicants. So what do you need to provide? You need to provide 2 passport style photographs. Now, thing to keep in mind is they should be within last 6 months. Then the next one is copy of a government issued identity document with photograph. So this can be your driver's license, passport. Third one is a copy of your birth certificate. Now this is something that many people, especially from Indian origin, may not have available. So this is your time to go back and ask somebody in your country to kind of get that document for you. So it could be with the municipality where you were born, or it could be in your a village gram panchayat, which is a smaller government within a small city in India, and you can start that process to acquire that birth certificate. Now you will also need to remember that this certificate needs to be in English. So if it's in your native language, you'll need to have it affidavit and translated into English. So this is one important document that you will need to prepare for adjustment of status application, your birth certificate. Then there is documentation for categories such as approved receipt notice for all the non-immigrant petitions that you have received so far. Then you need to have evidence that you continually maintain lawful status since arriving in the United States from day one. So you need to have all these approval notice or I-797's approval notices or as part of the application. We'll also need to have a confirmation of job offer, which is supplement I-485 supplement J. So this is typically needed when you either change your job or your job has significantly changed because a lot of time has passed. So even if you are with the current company and your title and job description has significantly changed, you may file this I-485J supplement J. Or if you have just recently changed the employer with AC21 rule, then you will need to get I-485 supplement J from the new employer. So the job change must have happened since you were pending I-485, because if it was before that, you will need to start your green card application all over. Then there are certain other documents such as police certification and so on and so forth. And then there is a checklist for derivative applicants as well. So I'll put a link in the description for this checklist that you can go through and start preparing your application package. Some of the most important things are police clearance certificate, birth certificate, and I-797 approval notices to prove that you are lawfully in the United States from day one. So these are three most notable things that you will need as part of your I-485 or adjustment of status application. So the purpose of my video was to make you aware that some changes are coming in the visa bulletin, and you may suddenly find that your priority date is current. So in that scenario, you need to be prepared with your application package for adjustment of status. So that was the intention of my video today, and I hope you got some value out of it. I will leave all the links in the description so that you can prepare for this final stage of your green card journey. I wish you all the best and hope that many people who have been waiting for a long period of time for their green card will see some light at the end of the tunnel. So with that said, I hope you liked my video, and if you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in the next one.